Alright, so I got this notion, this is just my expression, that ego, the mind, is the only thing that ever has an inclination towards separation and solitude. I'm not saying those things are bad. I am not saying there's any judgment there. There is no bad thing. There are no bad things. But I am feeling strongly in observing this. It's only ever the mind and the mind-made self that says that there's a desire. It's not a true desire. It's not a true desire. The desire for solitude or separation or away from, that's not an actual desire. It's born out of fear. It's a fear-driven impulse. There's no desire for solitude from the soul. The soul wants full connection. The soul wants direct contact 24/7 uninterrupted. That's what the soul wants, because the soul's not afraid of that. Ego and the mind is afraid of that because it finds flaw in itself. Because it finds flaw. That's why it creates this craving or this drive towards solitude. It's a running from the witness of its total self. Because it's afraid of what's going to be seen there. That's it. If there's no perception of flaw in being, which is what the soul sees, again, nothing is wrong. Nothing is bad. There is no bad. There's nothing to hide. So why would I go away? Why would I go away? There's nothing to hide. I want to be here, exposed, with you fully witnessing all of it. Because in your witness, there's my witness as well. I want to see all of it, and I want it all to be seen. It's only the mind, again, afraid of what it is that might be unearthed there, afraid of what might be seen. What might you see that I haven't yet? What thing might be revealed that's being revealed to you because I'm with you, because I'm being witnessed here? That is something that I never saw in myself, and now I might perceive it as a flaw and feel embarrassed about it. And so there's this sort of drive that is masked as a desire to go away so I can examine myself and find these things and probably try to fix them or cover them up, because again, I'm perceiving them as broken, I'm perceiving them as a flaw, and then I can come back to you in my fixed form and feel safer there until it's all exposed, because nothing was fixed. There was nothing broken in the first place. And all of that stuff is still a part of me. And so the drive to separate or be away from is only ever out of fear. It's only ever out of fear. That is only ego saying that. The soul wants constant contact. It wants the continuous connection. And it knows actually that that is the truth of what it is, that there is no separation, that we are in this continuous uninterrupted union of shared presence with one another. That's what presence is. It's always there. It's always on, always looking, always witnessing, never missing a single detail. And so, of course, it is only ego that withers under the intensity of that gaze. That gaze which is perpetually loving and appreciating and adoring everything that it sees. It's only the mind finding flaw in itself that then goes, oh no, you can't see that. It's too much. That's what it says. My being, my uninterrupted being, must be too much for you. All of me is too much for you to handle. All of me, all of the time, is too much. It's judging itself. It's perceiving that there's something wrong there, something unwanted there, when the truth is, all of it is wanted. All of it is right. And the soul sees that. That's what it sees and delights in it. It says, all of you could never be too much. All of you, all of the time, is what I want. I want the eternal, the perpetual, the complete, total, uninhibited, unrestricted connection with your being. I want never to be apart from it, and I never am. And that delights me. I want to see all of you all of the time. Only more of you. I want to see all of the things that are revealed. All of the parts that you didn't know were there, or that you did and there was judgment of. And I want the same thing. The soul wants to be seen. It wants to see and it wants to be seen. It wants to be fully exposed and fully vulnerable. You're not naked unless somebody is looking at you. It's not true exposure if it's just by yourself. We're only exposed in the presence of another. That's what true vulnerability is. That's the only way we can actually even see the whole of ourselves. And we know that. And the mind sort of gets that, because that's why it's so afraid. It's afraid of all of the stuff that we can only see through the eyes of another, that we can only see when we're standing there naked in front of someone else. And it's only afraid because it's judging those parts, because it's perceiving that something might be wrong with them. And that's what drives us to hide from each other. That's what drives us to run. But that's not what we want to do. That's not actually the desire. The desire is to allow the connection to remain in focus, because it is continuous no matter what. It's continuous. But the desire is to know that, is to realize that continuously, is to remain in presence with one another, fully being all of the time, exposed, open. That's what the soul wants. And what the soul wants is what is. Actually, it's not just what it gets, it's what is. The soul desires what is already true. It desires the revelation of the truth, of higher reality, of higher existence, because it's so delightful. So that's my notion. That's my expression. Anytime there is a compulsion to run, to hide, to be away from, to be apart from, to be separate, to be alone, all of that is driven by fear of what this other might see. And what I truly want is to be seen all of the time. To see and be seen. To be in that constant connection. What I want is never to be apart from the witness, again, not just myself, it's all self, of course, but the witness of other. This is, it's one thing to have a mirror, it's another thing for that mirror to be alive, to have its own experience of you, to be experiencing you the way that you are experiencing it, to have its own perspective and perception and sensations and feelings, its own total experience that is a reflection of your total experience. That is a perfect mirror. That is what the soul wants. A living mirror of itself. That which is of itself and yet is not itself. That which reveals itself to itself completely and yet is its own entire being with its own unique expression, personal, individual, that it is witnessing and delighting in and feeling that pure delight in this one-of-a-kind expression of self and seeing the perfection of it. Just, I'm fucking out of words, basking in awe, blown the fuck away. how this is so perfect. Everything about this is perfect. And I want to explore every detail, and I want to see it. I want to continuously turn it over in my hands and hold it in different light. And it's never the same one moment to the next. It's never the same twice. And so there's always more for me to see and explore and just be awed by and delighted by. And that's all I want to do. That is all I want to do, is study this, is witness this, is examine this. I want to learn everything about this, and this is always becoming more, so there is always more for me to learn, and how fucking amazing that is. And then to be the object of that study for this other, so that we are continuously in the loving witness of each other's selves, perpetually becoming. And it's just more becoming, more delicious, more exquisite, more. That is what the soul wants. That's what I want. Anything else is made up, is illusion, is driven by fear. Anything else. I want to look forever and never look away. That's it. And I want to be looked upon and have that gaze never waver from me. And that's the truth of what is. That's the truth of how it is. I am in that constant contact with the pure loving self that is a reflection of mine. And when I say reflection, I mean complete, having its own total experience, the same way that I am, of individual, of other, of all of it, That is my desire. And what I desire is what is. Fucking delicious, fucking incredible. What a thing it is to be, to see and be seen in totality, endlessly basking in the glory of the perfection of being and the perpetual adoration of it.